Hi students, today we're going to be learning about positive and negative space and a little bit of value within color, and we're going to be making a winter scene that reflects positive and negative space. When we talk about positive space, we're talking about the space within an object that our eye focuses on. So in this half of this image, the positive space would be the tree, the snowman, and the moon. And that's the black. The white area would be our negative space. If I flip this around going this way, now my positive space has become the white area, which is the snowman, the tree, and the moon, and the negative space is the black background. I really like this project to introduce you guys to silhouette, to positive negative space, and then also a little bit of value. So how we're going to begin this project is you're going to select a background color. Everyone will get a piece of white paper, which is what you will draw your snowman and your objects on. So the alternate color that will be available to you to create whatever color you want. You can choose black. You'll be able to choose from green, purple, or blue. So I'm going to select this dark blue 9x12 paper, and then what you need to do is if whatever color you pick, you need to pick the same color in a shade lighter, which is a smaller piece of paper. So I have dark blue at the 9x12, and then I've selected also a piece of lighter blue, which is one value lighter than the darker, and it's a smaller piece. This is going to be to make a little bit of a background, kind of like a midground behind my snowman. So what I'm going to do on this paper is I'm going to turn it this way, and I'm going to cut somewhere along the middle. You can wave it if you want, whatever shape you would like. And this is going to be my background scene for the top half of my paper. So in order to place it in the correct area, what I need to do first is I need to take my 9x12 construction. I need to fold it top corner to corner, matching the corners up perfectly. So now I have created a ridge or a line, so I know where to place that. So I'll take my glue stick. When I glue it down, sometimes we talk about using a little bit of glue, sometimes we talk about using a lot of glue. Today's a case where you are going to want to use a good amount of glue because we're gluing construction paper on top of construction paper. And anytime you do that, because construction paper is heavier weight, you're going to want to make sure you use enough glue. So I glued all the way around the border, and then I also made an X in the middle to ensure that it's enough. Line it up, the bottom up with that crease, line the sides up, on the other side. Okay, so now I have my sort of like my midground for where the snowman and my tree will fall in front of. So the next step is to actually design my snowman, my tree, and my moon. There are a variety of ways that you can do this. Different silhouettes of tree. A silhouette is something that you see the outside shape of, but you don't see the inside details of. So we're going to make a silhouette of a tree, a snowman, and then possibly a moon. Some people may want to add some snow. So you're going to select either drawing your own, or I do have a few templates to choose from. So there are a few different shapes of trees for you to choose from, or you can select your own. Whatever you decide, you're going to basically draw your scene out on your white paper. So if I select this tree and this snowman, of course I can certainly add details to the snowman like arms, if I wanted to add a broomstick, a hat, all of those details are things that you could add. So I'm going to start by showing you how you're going to do that. You're going to place one object to this side, one over to that side. The objects or the shapes must be touching the bottom of the paper. If I put them like this, they're now floating on the paper. You're not going to be able to cut that out. So it needs to be touching the bottom. You are either going to trace these objects, or you're going to, as I said, you're going to draw your own shapes. Once I design both of these objects on my paper, I'm going to very, very carefully cut them out. It's really important that you cut out your designs along the lines, and again, having them touch the bottom of the page. As you're cutting these out, you're going to think of all of this like a puzzle. It needs to be one solid piece. So if I had a hat, if I had added a hat, if I draw the hat, so any details or designs that you draw, for instance, like a top hat, I need to think of it as one solid puzzle piece. So I'm not going to cut out the snowman and then cut out the hat. I'm going to cut it out as one outside perimeter shape. So I'm cutting all the way around it. And you're going to do that with each of the objects that you have. So after I cut out the snowman and I cut out all my design objects, I will then go ahead and be gluing them down and placing them in the correct area. So this paper, the white paper, goes opposite the side where I have glued my lighter shade of blue. The way that you create the matching is you line this up, you place glue all the way around it as if it's within a puzzle piece. Now as you're gluing, you really need to glue carefully, not getting glue on the other area, but getting glue all the way on this. You will very carefully flip and glue it down. You will do the same thing for the other side with your tree, very carefully gluing and flipping. The last step will be to glue the outside shape, which right now is my negative space, white onto the bottom half of the paper. And when you're done, you'll have a reversal of positive, negative silhouette.